Hey, hello there. Sorry I didn't hear you come in at first. So, well, I assume you're in here because you're looking for some books. Well, I know that typically in a bookstore, you show up with a specific idea, with a book that you're actually looking for. But today my selection is a little bit small. So, I'm just gonna kind of take you through a tour of the books I have and kind of tell you a little bit about each one to see if I can lock in a sale today, to see if I can get you to buy a book or two or three. Now, I know that's not typically the bookstore experience, but I like to do things a little bit different here at my bookstore. So I'm just gonna start at the top of this pile, and we'll just go down through them, and we'll kind of explore these books together. Okay. All right. So this first book that I'm holding here, this one's by This one is by Cardinal Costanza, and he or he writes about crows. This is a book about crows, which is funny because his first name is Cardinal. Why wouldn't he just write about cardinals? But anyway, this is a really, really wonderful book. I've read it many, many times, and every time I feel like I walk away knowing more about crows than I knew before. So much more. Just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful book about birds. Well, about crows, specifically. Would you like to learn more about crows, or no? Okay. Well, let's move on to the next book. Alright, here. Now, this one's a classic. You've probably already read this. Everybody knows of this book. This one is by Rupert Henhouse. Classic. Just what was such a famous author, Rupert Henhouse. And the book is called the book is called Star Soul Troppers. I'm not sure what a tropper is, but Star Soul is clearly about outer space and going to other planets. So I'm gonna guess. I don't need to guess because I've read this book so many times, so many times. So I know, of course, that this is a wonderful sci-fi book that has won so many awards, or well, it's at least been a bestseller at some point. And if you haven't read it, as you can see, these guys fly around in like space helicopters, like the helicopters we're used to here on Earth. But these ones can fly on other planets, and it's based in the desert. In the desert, obviously not a desert on Earth, but the desert on another planet. Does that interest you? Is this a book you could see yourself read? No, you don't. You don't want this book. Okay, well, I'm not offended, so don't worry. I've got quite a few more books to show you. There's quite a few more books left on this book tour. Now, here we've got this book called Scandal, Darn It, by Polly Kadick. Polly Kadick. She is another very, very popular, sci-fi writer. That's obvious from the cover that this is sci-fi because just the colors on it, the colors on the cover, and there's these cool water droplets just kind of like just spraying around. And another fantastic book. So it's a sci-fi book, but it's about a scandal. Darn it. And the scandal is the most interesting part. I'm not going to give it away. Hey, don't, you can count on me. I'm not going to spoil the book for you. You do look a little bit interested, so I'll set this one into the maybe pile for later. Now, here we actually have the sequel to that other book by Cardinal Costanza. And believe it or not, this book is also about crows. Just wonderful stories about crows, or maybe a story about a single crow. It's been a long time since I've read this series, but just a wonderful book by Cardinal Costanza. He's a fantastic writer. He's got a great love of birds. Great love of birds. I mean, obviously you'd have to if you're going to write multiple books about birds or crows. How does this strike you? How does that feel? Does it feel like something you might want to get into? Start on the second book instead of reading the first book? No? Okay. I'm going to put this in the no pile. You seem a little bit disinterested in reading about crows. Which is fine. Birds kind of creep people out. No? Some people find birds scary or creepy. Sometimes they just kind of swoop down on you for no reason. So, no judgment here. I understand if that's the case for you. And here I have a book called, I'm actually having trouble seeing the title on this one. Let me just get my glasses on. This one's called the Kai Balloon. And, you know what? These aren't even my glasses. I actually can't see very well at all with these. I'm gonna get rid of these here. Oof, those are making me a little bit dizzy. Just a little bit dizzy. So, once again, this book is called The Kai Balloon. Kai Balloon. And, you guessed it. The title kind of gives it away, but this one is actually about balloons. Now, this book is mainly about balloons, but it's also about other shapes. And I understand that a balloon isn't a shape, a balloon is an object. It's a thing that we blow up and give to children, or people that are having a birthday, or people that are sad, or people that are, in just kind of normal, just in a normal state. Sometimes you get a balloon for no reason, but. So, this is about balloons, but it's also about circles, and triangles, and squares. It's kind of like kind of a fun book for people that are really into geometry and stuff like that. Those sorts of things. And the outside has got a great texture, even if you don't understand what you're reading when you're reading it. Not that that's a problem for me. I understand everything that I read, but, I'm not going to assume your reading level. I'm not going to assume your reading comprehension level. So, even if you're reading this and all this talk about all these shapes is just kind of going right over your head, you're going to enjoy just holding the book. It's got a really, really, really nice feel to it. Yeah, it feels great in the hands. And it's got this cool thing going on where they make the edges of the pages golden. Makes it feel really fancy, like you're holding a book for a real fancy pants kind of person. And you could be that fancy pants person if you only had this book, The Kai Balloon. The Kai Balloon. I'm getting like a maybe vibe from you. Almost a yes vibe. I'm feeling a strong maybe from you on this one, on the Kai Balloon. You want to know more about these shapes, don't you? Okay, I'm not trying to rush you. We've got a few more books to go through, so I'll put this in the maybe pile. Alright. Oh, one of my favorites, because this book is absolutely revolutionary. Nothing like this has ever been done before. The book is called Duck Door. Duck Door. And I read the book and they didn't ever talk about ducks or doors, so I'm not really sure what they were going for with that. However, as you can see from the picture on the cover, this book was actually written by a ghost. Now I know we've all heard of ghost writers, but this just takes it to a whole new level. A whole new level. Duck Door. This was written by Aaliyah Worms, and she is deceased. Really, really wild stuff in Duck Door. How else are you gonna learn about ghosts and what they think and what they experience? This book will tell you all you need to know about ghosts, because, as you can see, it was clearly written by one. And you can tell because regular people don't look like that. See how she's all blurry, like you can't really see her so well? That's how you know she's a ghost. Just a whole nother kind of ghost writer. Well, you're not interested in the paranormal. Okay, you might have walked into the wrong shop, because a lot of my books are like that. A lot of my books are either sci-fi or paranormal or, like, I don't know, metaphysical kinds of topics. Oh, what a classic. Now this is an absolutely wonderful book. I've read this about 20 times. The first 10 times because I just couldn't keep track of all the different terms, all the different terminology that this author introduced into their world. The world building in this book is absolutely fantastic, but you're gonna have to check the glossary. You're gonna have to check the glossary a few times, and maybe reread it a few times to kind of lock in all the different terms that he makes up and names that he makes up for this, for pieces of technology in this, in the world that he's writing about. So, this book is called New Romancer. New Romancer. it's sci-fi. It's definitely in the sci-fi genre. But it's like a future world, where everybody's really just kind of crammed into like a really intense, almost dystopian future where we're all just kind of living on top of each other in little shoebox apartments, all just stacked and kind of like a big hole. I don't know. There's probably a word that I could find that would define this properly, but I can't find it right now. But so it's based in like a dystopian sci-fi future, where technology is booming, but the average person is suffering, more or less. But as you can tell by the title, New Romancer, it's multiple short stories about people in this dystopian future just trying to rediscover romance in a world that is completely devoid of love, a horrible future where companies and their profits completely overrule humanity, they trump all. And these characters in this book are just doing their best, doing what they can to find romance in a seemingly hopeless world. Kind of sounds a bit like the world of today, but no, this is about a future world. Oh, and the author is the author. I know his name. The author is and the author's name is Willie Gibbons. Willie Gibbons. Wow, great author, great sci-fi author. I'm getting a no vibe from you on this, like a no, like you don't want to buy this or read this. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the maybe pile because I feel like when we get through the rest of these books, you may reconsider. Yeah, New Romancer. It's great. We all need a good romance story from time to time. Now, I've got some books from the discount pile. These are books that these books have been through some stuff, they've seen things. But because of that, they're cheaper, the price has been knocked down a little bit. This one I really love. It's just a fantastic read. It's called The Prenatal Philology. Prenatal Philology. And now, I'm gonna level with you. I have no idea what that means. I'm pretty sure prenatal has something to do with pregnancy. And again, I have read this book many times. Multiple times. And, cover's not really giving me a lot to go on. It's a great book. This one is by Waldo Hugsman. Just really very, he's an extremely celebrated author. Waldo Hugsman. I'm gonna put this in the no pile. I can tell that you are not interested in this book. So I'll just put that to the side for now. Next, we have this wonderful children's book. It's a children's book. And it looks like there's not even a title on the cover. But this children's book is about Pegasuses, Pegasi. I don't know the plural for Pegasus, but Pegasus is a flying horse. Kids love flying horses. Kids love when any animal can fly, but especially a flying horse. Something about it just, seems so cool. And, this is a book about Pegasi. Well, not really about Pegasi. It's about one Pegasus. And then his friends are down here, and they actually don't have wings. They're just regular horses. And, this guy, I'm not really sure what his deal is. I don't know what he's up to on that horse. But, he seems a little bit mischievous. Just a little bit. But, this is definitely a children's book, as you can see from the bright colors on the cover. And you don't have children, and you don't know anybody with children, so okay, I understand. I'm not mad at you for not wanting to buy this kid's book. I'm just gonna set it down over here in the no pile. Well, you know what? I feel like I have failed to sell you any books. And it's actually time for my lunch break, so you're gonna have to go. But before you go, I'm gonna try to sell you on one last book. It's called How to Shit. How to Shit by... Oh, I'm not even gonna try that. I'm not even gonna try that name because I'll butcher it, and I don't want to disrespect the author. But How to Shit. It's there's more than one way. That's all I'm gonna say. Again, I'm not gonna give away the book. I'm not gonna spoil it for you. As you can see, it's a very short book. It's a very short book. It's a thin book because, there are only so many ways to do, to shit. So, is this a winner for you? You like it? Alright. Well, actually, this is on the house today, and you can have this for free because it is a bathroom book. It has been in the bathroom. So, I can't actually sell it. I can't actually charge money for this. But I want you to take this and get inspired. Maybe you'll find an awesome new way to shit. But if you enjoy the book, or if you just need more books, then, come on back. I'll be here waiting